Alright, you guys, we're back with another sit and go strategy video. We have released a few of these in the past. If you have not had the pleasure of checking them out, look down in the description below. We're going to be focusing on $100 to $1,000 6 max hyper turbos today. Let's hop into the action. And just as we have a little lull there, we do have a $1,000 buy-in sit and go here. So this is a bit more of a high stakes game here than the few sit and goes that we've started off our session with. This is a $1,000 buy-in with $3,818 for first and $2,056 for second. Honestly, more up top than a lot of tournaments that we play on a daily basis on our Twitch channel. Pulling the bunt with a 9-2 into 2 regulars, of course. Geomanusis is more of a sit-and-go regger. He's actually a cash reg. But yeah, looks like a pretty soft game here with El Hilario and MB Tremendo. 2 6-max sit-and-go regulars, and then Geomanusis, who has become a sit-and-go regular, but when he came onto the scene, when he hopped in the games, he was not the best player by any stretch. Alright, we see Ace-Queen suited. Pretty good hand in the early levels. We're going to come in for a raise. I think that, making it more than min-raise, it depends on your opponents. At a lower stakes level, so at a level that, a lot of the viewers of the stream might be playing, say like anywhere in the range from a $1 to a $15 level, I think that min-raising is probably going to be your best bet. The reason that I'm raising more than just a min-raise is because my opponents behind me play a lot more aggressively, and they call a lot more, especially out of the blinds. I was raising into the recreational player there, MB Tremendo. So El Hilario with the 4x. So when I say that El Hilario is a recreational player, this is what I mean, Clearly it doesn't really make much sense to 4x for over a fifth of your stack here. If we were in the big blind, I think we could put it all in, but when we have 4 people to come in behind us, it's too likely that they have a strong hand. And there we go, we've got it out of the way, and IM Best goes all in. And he just says ace-queen, okay. So we're hoping for a queen, because IM Best is probably the best sit-and-go player in this game. And he finds it. He finds the queen on the river. So not sure what he's doing in the big blind tanking here. Looks like we might be getting another $200 6 max hyper turbo up. I think that 2 tables at a time is definitely going to be more our speed. We can really slow it down and talk about what's going on, and also talk about other hands that players are playing. So IM Best going to hit the rail first. Remember, there are only 2 people cashing in these games, first and second place, with first place getting the vast majority, and second place getting about 2 times their buy-in amount. So Deuce 5 is not going to be worth a call. That is a very bad hand. We do love to call very wide in the big blind. Calling up to 70, 80, even 90% potentially versus some opponents. I don't really go quite as insanely crazy as some regulars do. I mean, I was playing against some regulars and 6 max sit-and-goes that were literally calling 100% in the big blind versus a min-raise. We're gonna come in for the trap here with a king-queen suited. Now, we can head deep into this one for a second for small blind limping ranges with 12 to like 16, 17 blinds. So we're just gonna call. We have induced a hand to shove that would otherwise have not been calling us, and we do hold, which is very nice. Very, very nice. So that hand, obviously, if we shove for 13 big blinds, is never calling it all in. But letting him shove, or even letting him see a flop, can sometimes net us a profit. Now, we do lose some equity if we let him see a flop there. But yeah, we can talk about this real quickly here. I think that limping with a hand like king-queen or king-jack suited or king-10 suited is better than trapping a hand like ace-4, because generally king-queen has better equity versus hands that he shoves than ace-4, or like a rag ace, any ace really, like ace-8. And what I mean by better equity, I mean like the hands he shoves, like Jack 10, Queen 10, Queen 9 suited, Queen 8 suited, 7 8 suited. King Queen is going to be doing better versus those hands than an ace and a 4. Because we have 2 overcards, we dominate a lot more of them. We don't dominate any hands with ace 4, except for ace 2 and ace 3, but that's effectively chopping. That's not really dominating. Or like king 4 suited, I guess, is king 4 and queen 4 suited are some of the only hands that we dominate. But with king queen suited, we're going to dominate a lot of hands. We're going to dominate every single king that he shoves, every queen that they shove, queen 8 suited, queen 7 suited, queen 6 suited. I mean, if he's shoving as low as 8-7 suited, then I have to imagine that he's shoving like queen 6 and queen 7 and queen 8 suited as well. At some point, he will be checking those back though for value, because they have such good post-flop playability that he doesn't want to bet. But he doesn't want to shove pre-flop and just take it down, that he can just go post-flop and take it to the streets. So he's betting pot, but we flopped middle pair and a limped pot. Really hoping to improve. But if we don't improve, we're looking for a check on the turn from El Hilario. Because even though we have an 8-4 here, like we have second pair, I don't think that we could call a second barrel. I'm going to pretty happily check back the river, and on some good rivers, I might call a bet from him. That's a good river in my eyes, because I think that he bets a 10 a second time a lot. Like if he bets the flop with a 10, I think he's going to be betting the turn a lot with a 10. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in a value bet here, because when he bets the flop and checks twice, I don't really see many hands that he can have that are better than mine. Other than like 8-9 and 8-7, Jack 8, like a few better 8s. Holy shit. Well, I'm confused. I am super fucking confused. I'm just gonna go all in with the fours here. Pretty standard, pretty easy shove with any pair for 10 big blinds. Man, I don't know what just happened. I was really confident with my 8-4 there. I was like, yeah, you know, we're gonna lose like 3 or 4 hands here, you know, like 8-7, you know, 8-9, some bigger 8s, but like other than that, like how could we ever lose this hand? He bet the flop and checked the turn and the river with trips. I mean, I guess his logic is just that he wanted me to bluff, but I don't really have too many hands that I can be bluffing with, because I would bet the turn if I was gonna bluff. MB Tremendo is taking it down versus Davaman, folding the king 3 here. So both of these guys being recreational players in a 1K, and I know I can already hear the fuck in the comment section. Lol, Supernova, a recreational player, get a grip, bro. But as I tell the Twitch folks, the Twitch stream and chatters on a regular basis, just because someone is Supernova doesn't make them a regular, or doesn't make them a winning player. All that Supernova signifies is that they have paid a lot of rake. And as we can see, we're gonna come along here for 54 chips. We're getting over 6-1. So it should be a relatively easy call for us, even though Davaman is all in. As you can see, this tournament right here, this sit and go, nets you 114.73 VPPs. I believe going forward, or it's 100,000 VPPs a year. So how many is that? That's 1,000 of these a year. But I mean, obviously he's gonna be playing more tournaments, gonna be playing other sit and goes. So all you really have to do is play 1,000. Is that right? That seems. There's no sense in bluffing here. So yeah, 877 $1,000 6 max hypers. So that is a lot, but obviously he's playing like a lot of games. Maybe this guy plays a little bit of cash games. Maybe he plays, you know, lots more 300s and $500 6 max sit and goes. But yeah, basically Supernova and Supernova Elite even just means that you paid a lot of rake. It doesn't signify how good you are as a player. And I feel like that's a pretty common mistake that people make, is just automatically marking someone as like a good winning player if they see that they're Supernova or better. We're all in on both our tables right now. We haven't touched on this $200 6 max hyper turbo at all, but I have silently been playing this while we sweat the 1K. We've had a lot to talk about in the 1K, and this is going to be an all-in wager, even though we only have 6s versus an under the gun razor, but he has 2x starting stack, and he's a very aggressive player like I've been talking about. I'm talking about a new guy being a pretty aggressive player because that's what I remember him as. But he just keeps having ace-king every hand. Hold! No. No. So we're gonna get 4th in the 1K, and we bricked the 200. Super standard shove here with almost 9 big blinds on the button. And we have him absolutely dominated. 85% on the flop. 93% on the turn. And 0% on the river. That's not very many percents. But yeah, just talking more on that king queen suited limp, we're just dominating so many hands, you know. And when we have a hand like a weak hand like ace x, also the benefit is that like people generally think that you are, sorry, not people generally think, but when you limp king queen here and he checks it back and you do end up going and playing post flop, you're gonna win on most ace high boards, because you are limp trapping some ace x hands in the small blind, whereas if Gio Manusis has an ace in the big blind over our limp, he is pretty much shoving like 100% of his ace x hands. It doesn't really make sense for him to check it back with any, except for maybe like ace king suited or ace queen suited, if the opponent is like very competent and really values their hand in position post flop. But I don't think that he plays like that, and I don't think the vast majority of players play like that. So basically, on an ace side board, we can have some aces, and he can't really have any. So we're gonna win the vast majority by limping here on when an ace flops, and we just go when he checks back, and we just go play post flop. All right, okay, we did not manage to win monies in the end there through those few sit and goes. We had managed to lose money overall in the last few videos, but that's okay. 6 max are a swingy game. If you enjoyed the videos, though, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, that's about it, you know? Stay tuned for our future videos. We're trying to release a pretty much, I mean, I'm releasing like daily content here. So if you guys are enjoying it, then subscribe and you will be notified when I release that daily video. Thanks for checking it out, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. It's sellout time, boys. Check it out.